Behind every legend lies a reason. This is Myth and Motive.
Hello everyone. If the Chinese are proud of having the Great Wall or the French take pride in the Eiffel Tower worldwide, then Greenland can be considered one of the prides of the Danish people. Located within the Arctic Circle, Greenland, the world's largest island, is a mysterious land with an area of 2.16 million square kilometers. This area is 6.5 times larger than that of our country Vietnam, with 80% of it covered by ice. However, did you know that beneath that icy layer lie extraordinary stories of nature, history, culture, and human efforts to integrate with the harsh environment here? Even this island is so special that President Donald Trump, upon returning to office as the 47th President of the United States, immediately expressed his ambition to acquire Greenland. Despite the fact that this ambition could pit him against all of Europe. S video, let. And whether this island is part of any important strategy of the upcoming Donald Trump administration. First, let's learn about the history and special name of Greenland. Greenland is an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. Although geographically and ethnically, it is an Arctic island nation connected to the North American continent and Canada. But politically and historically, Greenland has close ties with Europe. The reason is that Greenland was first discovered and settled by Norse people in October. There was an Icelandic explorer named Eric the Red. In Vietnam, we often call him Eric the Red, who set foot on Greenland and established the first settlements in the southern part of the island. From then on, Greenland became an extension of Norse culture, with Viking settlements maintaining connections with Iceland, Norway, and neighboring regions. By the 18th century, Denmark restored control over Greenland after a period of disruption and made the island an official colony. Since then, Greenland has been closely tied to Denmark, a European country, in political, cultural, and economic terms. This largest island in the world borders the Atlantic Ocean to the southeast, the Greenland Sea to the east, the Arctic Ocean to the north, and Baffin Bay to the west. When you hear about Greenland, you might immediately imagine a white land, where endless ice fields stretch and harsh climate prevails. This is completely understandable, as it is home to the largest ice sheets in the world, perhaps only second to Antarctica. Ice accounts for about 10% of the planet. However, would you believe that this island was once a truly green land, just as its name suggests? Many scientific studies have shown that about 2.5 billion years ago, Greenland was not like today. Instead of massive ice sheets covering over 80% of the area, this island once had a temperate climate with dense forests and diverse species. Traces of ancient soil heat beneath the 3,000 meters thick ice sheet are the clearest evidence of this period. Ancient soil samples were discovered, containing pollen and organic materials, indicating that Greenland was once inhabited by plants and animals. So what caused Greenland to change from a green land to a frozen ocean as it is now? The answer lies in natural climate change cycles lasting millions of years, combined with the movement of geological tectonic plates. Successive ice ages reshaped Greenland's climate, causing it to gradually be covered by ice. Therefore, the soil layers deep under the ice still retain traces of a green past, reminding us that nature always changes in unpredictable ways. The name Greenland also has its own special story. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, in the 10th century, explorer Eric the Red set foot here. He was not only an explorer but also an extremely intelligent and visionary person. When he arrived in Greenland, he recognized it as a new land with settlement potential, despite the harsh climate. With the goal of attracting more people to this land, he decided to name it Greenland. Just imagine if Eric had named the island Eternal Ice or Deadly Land. Would anyone have wanted to follow him to build a new life? Instead, the word Greenland evokes the image of a green, fertile, and pulsing land. And indeed, this simple but smart marketing strategy worked when many Norse people came here to settle. Especially in the southern coastal areas, where snow is less and the land is suitable for cultivation. However, this is still one of the most sparsely populated places in the world. With about over 56,000 inhabitants living on an island larger than 2 million square kilometers, meaning a density of less than 1 person per square kilometer. People here mainly live concentrated in coastal settlements, where they are less affected by the thick ice layer. So why does a frozen island with a sparse population attract special attention from one of the world's greatest powers like the United States? First, it must be emphasized that Donald Trump is not the first US president to aspire to own this vast island. In fact, Greenland has long been a target of attention for successive US presidents. In 1867, President Andrew Johnson, who purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million, also considered acquiring Greenland. Secretary of State Seward proposed this idea, suggesting that acquiring Ukraine was worth serious consideration. By 1910, President William Taft had a similar idea. In 1946, President Harry Truman made an offer of $100 million in gold bullion, along with transferring part of the land in Alaska in exchange for Greenland. However, Denmark rejected this offer. Danish Foreign Minister Gustav Rasmussen affirmed that although his country was indebted to the US, that did not mean selling the entire island. Greenland thus maintained its important strategic position. By the time of President Donald Trump, this aspiration of the White House administration was once again ignited. In recent media appearances before officially assuming the role of the 47th President of the United States on January 20, 2025, Trump repeatedly called for the acquisition of Greenland. Previously, in 2019, the billionaire president also sparked an international debate when expressing his desire to purchase Greenland from Denmark. Let's first look at Greenland. To clearly see Greenland's role as a geopolitical bridge between North America and Europe. This Greenland is not merely an icy island. Its strategic location has made it a gateway to the Arctic, an area that is increasingly important to global powers. Located between North America and Europe, Greenland is a natural stopover for important maritime routes, especially as Arctic ice gradually melts due to climate change. The shortest route from the US to Europe also passes through Greenland, making it a crucial link in any of Washington's control plans. Since the Cold War, Greenland has been a key US military base. The Thule Air Base in Greenland plays an important role in monitoring the airspace of the North Atlantic and defending against potential attacks from the former Soviet Union. Today, as the Arctic becomes an area of influence competition among powers like Russia and China, Greenland's role becomes even more prominent. With new maritime routes opening up due to melting ice, it can be said that Greenland provides a superior advantage to any country that controls this area. Next, one of the biggest reasons Trump is determined to acquire Greenland is the island's rich natural resources. Greenland is likened to a treasure trove with 43 out of 50 essential minerals, including rare earths, important components for producing military equipment, high technology, and green energy. Currently, China controls the majority of the world's rare earth supply. Owning Greenland would help the US reduce its dependence on China in the technology and defense race. Rare earths are not only important for consumer devices like smartphones or electric cars, but are also core elements for manufacturing fighter jets, radar systems, and many other modern military technologies. Controlling this resource means the US can ensure a superior technological advantage in the increasingly fierce global competition. In addition, Greenland is also believed to possess huge reserves of oil and gas. In the context of traditional energy sources gradually depleting, oil extraction in Greenland could help the US secure a long-term strategic energy supply. However, this also raises serious environmental issues, especially since Greenland is one of the areas most vulnerable to climate change. Another important reason driving the White House's ambition to acquire Greenland is the competition among powers in the Arctic. In this context, Greenland emerges as a crucial link for powers here to showcase their strength. For example, Russia is currently expanding its military presence in this region, building military bases and increasing activities along maritime routes. Meanwhile, China is equally active in promoting its Polar Silk Road strategy, with ambitions to build trans-Arctic trade routes and enhance economic cooperation here. In that context, Greenland becomes an important geopolitical chessboard. Controlling Greenland will allow the US to consolidate its strategic position in the Arctic, block the penetration of geopolitical rivals, while maintaining military and economic dominance in this region. As America First strategy, focusing on protecting national interests and ensuring America. What do you, the audience, think about President Donald Trump's goal? Leave your opinions in the comments section. Dear friends, setting aside the story of the White House's purchase of Greenland, let's move on to the next interesting stories about this land. As mentioned above, the population density on this island is extremely sparse, with a total of just over 56,000 people mainly concentrated in coastal settlements. Areas not covered by thick ice so they can easily access water and natural resources. However, the harshness of human life and the severity of the weather cannot diminish the appeal of this land. Its unique adaptation to the harsh polar environment that has produced a fascinating picture of life and culture in Greenland. The majority of Greenland's inhabitants are Inuit, an Arctic indigenous group that has lived here for centuries, building a lifestyle that adapts to the harsh climate while reflecting their deep connection with nature. We know that in the cold Arctic environment, survival is not an easy task. Previously, despite its vast area, this large island completely lacked any road or railway system to connect different regions. Therefore, the people here must use boats, helicopters, snowmobiles, or dog sleds to travel between settlements. And one of their most famous inventions is the kayak, the perfect vehicle for moving and hunting on icy waters. Made from wooden frames and covered with animal skins, these boats are lightweight, flexible, and suitable for Arctic conditions, a wonderful testament to Inuit ingenuity and creativity. Hunting tools, from spears to fishing gear, are meticulously designed to maximize performance in the harsh environment. Not only that, Inuit traditions include unique customs, from building snow houses to protect against the cold to hunting-related festivals expressing gratitude to nature. Greenland's economy depends mainly on nature, with the fishing and seafood industry playing a leading role. The people here harvest fish, whales, and seals, important foods in daily meals, which are also sources of export income. Particularly, Greenland implements strict quotas to ensure no overexploitation, contributing to maintaining ecological balance. Nevertheless, the island also possesses rich resources such as gold, diamonds, and oil. However, exploiting these resources faces many challenges due to lack of infrastructure and impacts from climate change, making economic development more difficult. Today, although modern life has brought many changes, Inuit culture is still preserved and continues to develop. Greenland is not only politically part of Denmark but also a place where Inuit and European cultures blend. Greenlandic, a language of the Eskimo Aleut family, is the official language, but Danish and English are also widely used. Reflecting cultural exchange and the Inuits' ability to integrate in the context of globalization. Therefore, Inuit traditions are not fading. Traditional festivals, ancient dances, and songs are still regularly held. Not only to preserve heritage but also to educate the younger generation. Today, schools in Greenland teach both Greenlandic and Danish, hoping children understand and take pride in their cultural origins. Greenland is not just a place to live but also a symbol of continuous adaptation and creativity in a harsh environment. Here in the cold ice, humans have found ways to survive, develop, and maintain their unique identity. Despite life's many challenges, Greenland remains a powerful testament to human strength and resilience, while reminding us of the close bond between humans and nature. In this video, we will introduce you to wonderful experiences you definitely shouldn't. One of the most memorable activities is a boat journey among giant icebergs. Icebergs sculpted over thousands of years like glaciers in the ocean present magnificent and mysterious beauty. S-decked, U. From structures resembling giant mushrooms to towering ice peaks, shimmering with blue and purple hues. These colors are not merely reflected light but also indicate the age and compression of the ice over millennia. Especially from June to August, you'll immerse yourself in the midnight sun phenomenon. This phenomenon occurs from May 25th to July 25th each year when the sun doesn't set in Greenland. During this time, you can enjoy brilliant light continuously for 24 hours. This phenomenon occurs due to the Earth's axis tilt of 23.5 degrees relative to its orbital plane. In summer, the northern hemisphere tilts toward the sun, causing areas within the Arctic Circle, including Greenland, not to experience darkness. June 21st, the summer solstice, is when the light lasts longest in the year and is also a major holiday in Greenland. On this special day, Greenlanders typically immerse themselves in the rare sunlight, organizing outdoor barbecues, taking walks, or simply enjoying the joyful feeling of never-ending light. With continuous light, residents and tourists can participate in long hikes, kayaking trips, or even organize camping experiences in daylight even at midnight. This period is also considered a golden opportunity for photographers as extended daylight provides stunning photos of icy landscapes, glaciers, and shimmering reflective skies. The journey to Greenland wouldn't be complete without trying the unique local cuisine. Greenlandic cuisine combines natural ingredients like seafood, whale meat, and seal with preparation methods rich in indigenous identity. Each meal is not only a taste feast but also an adventure where you explore flavors tied to local people's lives. Greenland's seafood is famous for being fresh and delicious, especially salmon, shrimp, and crab. These dishes are often simply prepared to preserve natural flavors while remaining sophisticated. Some specialties like matic, whaleskin, dried whale, or reindeer meat might surprise you initially, but they're wonderful ways to understand more about Greenlandic culture and culinary habits. Another highlight in exploring Greenland is admiring and learning about traditional crafts. Greenlanders, with their nature-harmonious lifestyle, use available resources to create exquisite handicrafts. From sealskins, whale bones to driftwood, all are utilized to make products like carved figures, jewelry, and traditional clothing. Handcrafted products not only showcase creativity but also contain stories about the lives of Greenland's people. The long and harsh winter is when they focus on crafting, helping to preserve traditional culture and art from fading away. When admiring or bringing home a handicraft from Greenland, you not only own a unique product but also carry a part of this land's soul. Dear friends, Greenland, the giant icy island, is not only a fascinating destination but also an open book about history, nature, and geopolitical strategy. Thinking of Greenland, you immediately see the strange combination of the cold beauty of ice and snow and the heat from international debates. From Eric the Red's story with his determination to name Greenland attractively to draw settlers, to the strategies of US presidents regarding the island, this place always has things that capture our attention. Though a precious gem in the eyes of superpowers, Greenland still maintains its peace and an irresistible special charm. Here, there are not only majestic icebergs or endless midnight sun but also inspiring stories about people, culture, and nature. Greenland is like that, both challenging and enchanting, icy yet not lacking warmth for spirit and history. This island and all it has is an invitation for you to explore and experience. After the trip, you'll have another interesting story about Greenland to tell everyone. And that concludes today's video. Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Myth and Motive channel, an exciting journey to support us and not miss other interesting videos. Goodbye and see you again.
If the legend hooked you, subscribe and open the next case.